Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're briefly touching on the current situation between Israel and Hamas. I'm not really going to be going into the details. There's plenty of this depressing news going on everywhere. If you're a prepper, you know exactly what's going on, so I needn't to go into the details. However, guys, when we're talking about food, prices and inflation, this is kind of up my street. This is what we cover on this channel, so there we go. So, as you're aware, the current situation between Hamas and Israel, it's not really looking that particularly great, and it does not look like it's going to get any better anytime soon, especially when we have some countries that are just waiting to poke the fire like they did with many other conflicts. That brings me to think that, of course, this situation is going to escalate slowly but surely. As we know for the history, guys, that any war, any conflicts in the Middle East severely affect the prices of crude. Taking us back to the situation in 1973 with the Israel counteroffensive, it's actually increased the oil prices by 4 times fold. This is 4 times. This is absolutely crazy. So can you imagine, guys, every time there's an issue in Middle East, or in fact in other countries as well, it has a massive impact on oil prices. And of course, from this region, guys, they're covering 30% of world supply, 30%. This is quite a lot and quite significant. So I'm kind of dreading to think, God forbid, things be escalating. We'll potentially be looking at oil prices increases by 4 times, which is absolutely scary. Following that, as a rule of thumb, we know the recession normally comes after the jump in oil prices. Here we are. You probably remember this just about a year ago, guys, with the other conflict that, of course, we had a massive spike in energy prices. And unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that I'm dreading for. We're going to have a really super high electricity prices. And of course, we're going to go into another recession where the inflation is going to probably hit another double figures. As we know from the previous conflict, we're just still recovering with the inflation. Apparently, we're now down in a single figures. It's been reported they hit like 17.5%. Yet, the fact, guys, we know that we're going to the shops, things increase like 20 to 25%, if not in certain cases. So it brings me down now. We're going to be this year, guys, and we are predicted to have a really cold winter. We are going to have a really high, and chances are a really high chances that we're going to have a massive energy price hikes probably within the next couple of months. Again, as we know, the price cap currently is lower this year winter than it was the same time last year. However, it's reported that the average consumer still pays more for electricity now than they did a year ago. So what does that tell you? So just imagine now, guys, again, really cold winter, energy prices going up, and yet we're going to have another inflation into a double figures. Well, they promised us that the prices of the food is going to be coming down after things were settled. I have not noticed any prices going down, but olive oil in Lidl, which is going down to £5.20 to £4.99 1 week, and then it just disappeared off the shelf. We're talking about the big bottle. It's just gone. So no other prepper items that have been reported in my videos on a weekly basis that have been increasing by 10, 20, 30 pence on a weekly basis have not come down in the price. So the scary thing is, guys, okay, with inflation and the oil prices, again, if we're talking about double figure inflations, I'm actually scared to think that if our weekly shop is going to be going up again 20% on the top, say every week or so, on the top of already really high prices, the people here, we are going to be in a really big trouble. This is not something really bad to think about. However, as the preppers, guys, we have to do what we have to do, and we got to prepare. We still have time, okay? It's obvious that this kind of conflict, like conflict between Russia and Ukraine, is going to take a little time to manifest itself in something bigger. So we still have a little bit of time to be able to sort of prepare and buy extra things to put in your cupboard. And we're not talking about, guys, we're not preparing for, shortages or lack of food on the shelves. No. We're just purely, I wanted to safeguard myself from another lot of price increases that would never go down again. So do the inventory of your pantry and see if there's something that you need to fill your gaps, okay? Then go and buy this now. Because for fact, again, we know, guys, from the past, if you want to buy this olive oil, chances are it has no obviously relevance to the current conflict or supply of it. However, we know the supermarkets are still going to take advantage and increase the prices anyway. So I had a look from my pantry and I found I've got some little gaps that needs to be filled of buying stuff. So I shall make it my mission within the next few weeks to be able to fill those gaps. So again, guys, if you're prepper or if you're not, just think a little bit in advance, because I think last time the increases of, you know, the whole 20-25% were pretty much hard on everyone. Okay, and because the prices haven't come down, it's just dreading to think that we're going to be paying potentially double or 50% more on something that we paid like a year and a half ago. So this is the scary part. So best part of being a prepper is think ahead and do ahead. So anyway, guys, get to the shop, buy something if you need to fill your gaps, and otherwise, well, thank you for watching. I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.